camera down here. We've got to give John's arms a break from holding it up above his head for so long. I mean, you can feel the passion here in this crowd. You can feel the power of these moments. You can feel that you're among history here. That has not been lost on me these last couple of days. When there were tens of thousands of people out in downtown Minneapolis just yesterday for the general strike, and now the thousands who are here on Minneapolis' south side today, as another person was shot and killed by the Trump administration. A second life taken from this community that can never be given back. There is no reparation, there is no justice, no full justice for the loss of a human life. It cannot be made whole. This community cannot be made whole. And the people out here are out here grieving and protesting and trying to find solace together and a sense of community together. And that's very palpable here on the air. The turnout is all the more incredible because of the frigid temperatures right now. It's below zero. I don't know exactly what it is, but it's below zero right now. And yet, you have thousands of people who have taken to the streets for hours in the streets right now. Because a 37-year-old man was shot and killed by the federal government. The federal government's trying to spin it, trying to make themselves sound justified in taking another human life extrajudicially. For the second time in just a few weeks here in Minneapolis. John, if you want to just point the camera back here.
Okay.
Oh, you want like hot air?
Dang, that's messed up, man.
We're moving with the crowd here back into the intersection of 26th and Nicollet. Hey, Duxter.
I know they better be safe out there. They better be staying together. They better be staying together, y'all. As soon as they catch them slipping, as soon as they catch them slipping, it's over it. They don't need no more bad publicity. They don't need no more bad publicity. And this is live right now, y'all, from Minnesota. Live from Minnesota. Lucky, what's up, Lucky? How you feel about this, Lucky? Hey, Lucky. How y'all feel about this? They said, fuck ice, lights out.
All right.
Lights out.
No,
Fuck,
no, no. No.
fuck ice,
I
lights
thought we had an
out.
interview lined up there, but last second deciding against it here. We're gonna try and get a few more voices from this crowd before we
Oh,
call this stream to an end because the crowd has very clearly occupied this intersection. They're not going anywhere anytime soon. And I'm not seeing any law enforcement out here to challenge them. And we've got to be mindful of ourselves in this cold. I already had a loss of feeling in my hand there for a little bit until we got some heated gloves and hand warmers on here.
mm-hmm.
So we're trying to be safe. But I'm going to try.
This winter, get away to Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania.
Where chill out means whatever you want it to be.
Pardon me, man. I'm a reporter. I'm interviewing people about how they're feeling in this moment. Would you mind if I ask you a couple of questions? Sure, why not? Sure. This is my cameraman, John. My name is JT.
And who are you with?
Status Quo or online independent progressive outlet.
Okay.
First of all, how do you want to be identified?
You can call me Josh.
Josh. Josh. Thank you for talking to us, Josh.
Thank you, Fred.
Like I said, the first thing I wanted to start with is just processing your emotions in this moment. We're standing here after a second person shot and killed earlier today by immigration enforcement agents. The second person killed this month by immigration enforcement agents. How would you summarize your emotions in this moment?
At first, it was just utter sadness and then disgust, and then that turned to a quick boiling rage. The audacity of this government to think that they could just push and push and push and hurt citizens. And sure, it's the second shot, not the first died by hands of ice. There are people in detention who were killed, outright killed. There was one who was recently pronounced dead by homicide because he was strangled to death. These things are happening constantly and they're not being held accountable, and it's causing such fury and rage. What is the point of having a nation if we cannot even protect each other and ourselves?
I want you to explain the message you're here to deliver with the flag. Your flag is, bringing it down here. It's the American flag upside down, and it says, "That's fine, dude. I'm not mad at you." Can you explain the message that you're here, that what this symbolizes and means
The
to
people
you?
for
This
the
was the last
people
words of Renee
long.
Good. She was just there to protect
Long live
herself and others.
communism.
She wasn't angry. She wasn't trying to hurt him. She was trying to get away because he was dangerous and drew a gun on her. She was trying to flee for her life. She's not a bad person. And if we're attacking citizens and killing them when their last words to you are, "I'm not mad at you," what are we doing? That's a monster right there, and he needs to be held accountable, and this administration needs to be held accountable, and we're in danger because of that.
And of course, the upside down American flag, a universal sign of distress. Where do you see I mean, it always feels like in these moments where you feel like you're living through history, that you're standing on the precipice of something, but you can't always see what's next. I'm just curious from your perspective right now. What do you see as next for this movement for justice here in Minneapolis?
Ideally, ICE gets out. They leave the city, they leave our state, and they never come back. It. That's what I want. I want peaceful resolution. I want them to just leave. Leave us alone. Leave our citizens alone. If not, I hope that we continue with what we've been doing, which is holding them accountable, keeping eyes on them, recording them, following them, and making sure they're not hurting other people, other innocent people. That's what I want to have happen, is they need to be held accountable. And today, I hope that our message is heard. Our message of get out. We no longer want you here. We never want to be
Danny!
That's the same message the governor delivered earlier today. Said that the Trump administration should remove all agents from Minnesota immediately. Is there anything more that you want to see from your state, your local leaders, from the nominal opposition party in this country, the Democrats, in this moment?
I want them to actually do something. They're doing nothing. Ooh, we'll file a letter. Ooh, we'll sue in court. They're doing it. They're hurting us. Protect us. That's what you're supposed to be doing, but they're not protecting us. I can't say exactly what they should be doing because that's from them. But I want them to do something. Get out here. March with us. Have your agents stand by and keep things civil and supportive. Officers are obligated to hold other officers accountable and hold them to the law. What are they doing? They're not doing that. And we need to take actual action. He's doing nothing. He's standing by doing nothing.
Thank you very much. I appreciate the time. Josh, before I let you go, is there anything else you would want to say while you had this platform?
Stay safe out there. Keep it peaceful where you can. And keep
Chase!
it safe.
You stay safe too, Josh.
Can you go upstairs and get my gray shorts? They should be on the ground right there by
Oh,
my
you about to
bed.
get in the sauna? Daddy.
You want to say this on camera?
Oh, Lily's asleep. I'll take it.
She said sand in tanks. Dang.
Oh, Daddy, these?
Yeah, thank you. He said send in tanks. That's crazy. Not send in the tanks, though. He said that. He said the tank. Yeah, national. Hey, shut the door. Sure, they send that National Guard and it's over with. It's over with.
I'm a reporter. I interview people about how they're feeling in this moment. Mind if I ask you a couple questions? There you go.
Sorry, hi.
Hi. So first of all, I just want to find out, how do you want to be identified?
You call me by my first name, Courtney.
Courtney, can you spell that for me really quick?
Courtney.
Thank you very much, Courtney. My name is JT. Cameraman's name is John. So I first, like I said, I'm asking everybody, how are you feeling in this moment? We're standing in an intersection where immigration agents, federal agents, have shot and killed the second person now in Minneapolis this month. How are you feeling right now?
Enraged.
This
How
month,
dare they? How dare they come
they
to our
shot and
city?
killed 2
How
people.
dare they
ICE
kill my
did
neighbors in this
in
street like
Minneapolis
dogs?
this month.
Where is Tim Walz?
2.
Where's Amy Klobuchar? Where's Tina Smith? Where's Angie Craig? Where's fucking anybody?
Where do you need
And to make it
be
work,
right now?
even
Where-
worse than
what
that
do you need to see
is
from your local leaders?
that they prosecuting these people
They
that's
should
out
be
here
They should be
protesting,
out. Nobody's fighting for us but us.
like making them go to court and all that stuff. Just
You've been abandoned.
How
just
does
doing
it feel to be
shit.
surrounded by your community in this moment?
Look at these people. They're not scared. All power to the people. If they won't show up, we'll save ourselves, I guess.
Where were you when you first heard that another person had been killed, and what was your first instinct? What did you do immediately after?
I was making breakfast for my 3 small kids in St. Paul, and I saw the video, and I sat on my kitchen floor and I wept. And when I came here,
You said you have 3 kids. I don't know if they're old enough to really grok what's happening right now, but if they are, how are you trying to explain to them what's going on in their world, in their backyard, basically?
they're smart and they're capable. They know. My kids are 10, 8, and 6. They know that ICE has now killed 2 people who didn't deserve to die. They know that they're stealing kids. They know that they're here to hurt families. And they know it's wrong. Every kid's fable is about the good guys defeating the bad guys. I hope to God they see that happen here.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you would want to add while you had the platform?
No, thanks for being here.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. I want to draw things to a close here as thousands of people are occupying the intersection of 26th and Nicollet here on Minneapolis' south side just hours after this spot.
Oh, this just happened
Another man, a second person,
an hour ago.
killed by the Trump administration this month. And the Department of Homeland Security is already trying to spin it to their ends. Already trying to make justifications for
Yeah,
taking a
protester
person's
slash
life,
interviewer.
for demonstrating against the Trump administration, standing up to their immigration agenda that is playing out here on the streets of Minneapolis. The governor has called for the Trump administration to remove ICE agents from the state. We saw law enforcement out here, federal agents.
Trump about to defund the shit out of y'all. Y'all not about to have no. Oh
using
man,
tear gas on the people who came out to
Lily
protest
that's
the taking of a 37-year-old man's life,
No.
Yes,
who was
she
shot
is.
multiple times.
She's asleep.
A community punished for grieving. And now they are coming together in this act of solidarity, vowing to hold on to this intersection and make it a place for them to come together, to be together in this moment.
yeah. All right.
We've been on the ground here reporting in Minneapolis for going on 2 months now, since the beginning of Operation Metro Surge, the beginning of the Trump administration's pressure campaign here on the state of Minnesota and on the Twin Cities. We watched and warned as the pressure mounted here in the Twin Cities until it eventually culminated with the shooting and killing of Renee Good here on Minneapolis, the south side. And then we were out in downtown Minneapolis as tens of thousands of people took to the streets here, saying that they needed ICE agents to leave their communities, that they felt less safe, comparing the agents to members of the Ku Klux Klan. If that gives you any sort of sense as to how the people of the Twin Cities are feeling in this moment. And now violence has come again. Deadly violence has come again. The federal government shooting and killing one of its own citizens here in Minneapolis' south side.
All right.
You can feel that you're living through history and you wish you weren't. You wish that you weren't having to stand here at this intersection where someone's life was taken. And to hear
Ladies
the
and
voices of
gentlemen.
the people crying out in anguish down here. Pardon me. Yeah, the federal agents running at people who had the temerity to come down here and stand up against a law enforcement agency, ICE, that is more well-funded than many countries' militaries. And they threw tear gas. We showed it to you live. We experienced it ourselves through flashbangs, through tear gas, deployed pepper spray, fired pepper balls into the crowd. We ourselves were caught up in that at times, left where I couldn't see, where John couldn't breathe. All to bring you the scenes as to what's actually happening here on the ground, so that you're not just left with what the corporate press and what they're going to report from the DHS press release about this. I want to thank you for being along with us here through this live reporting. I want to thank our partners at the Midas Touch Network. Please subscribe to us, subscribe to them, as our packaged reporting will come out later today and in the days to come of what transpires here on the ground in the Twin Cities area.
Sir, can I ask you a question?
Yes, sir.
When is it too much? When is it time to overflow? Where's the line, and when are we done dealing with this? Okay? My question to anyone, including the viewers at home, where do you draw the line? Where do you draw the line? Because if it's not here, how many more people have to die? 5. 5 of my neighbors have to die? 10? How many of my neighbors have to die before you're out here in these streets? How many? How many of us have to be slain in the street by our government like it's some kind of crazy alternate universe? This is not how we were raised. This is not the America we want. How many of our neighbors have to be killed?
Not paid protesting. Rural areas do not understand. This is real. We
Where do
came
you
down
draw
here
the
to
line?
represent, to support what happened, and they ran at us with their vehicles, just pepper spraying us. I mean, it was gagging. This is not paid protesting. Indiana, do you understand? Wisconsin, rural areas, you don't understand. This is real. Nobody's a paid protester. Was the man that lost his life a paid protester?
Are you an observer?
Yeah. This is horrible. They don't get it. It's like this is real. This is actually happening every day.
You were here on the ground before that.
I was here because my buddy told me that this was happening, and we came down to support. It's just, it's asinine. Where are they getting their news?
This is the United States of America, where people are being shot and killed by the federal government, and then the people who stand up and protest against it are accused of being paid agitators. And you just heard from the gentleman just a moment ago asking how many is enough, how many have to die.
Pennsylvania, fall is the real deal. Get lost and find the kind of fun that makes you feel like a kid again. DAC-BA practically invented memory lane. Fall is trending? Get away to where fall is tradition. Pennsylvania, the great American getaway.
Camera, to all of you watching at home, a sentiment to internalize. And anybody who's still a supporter of this administration, I'd put that question to you. How many have to die? How many Americans have to die?
It's not even about black and white no more.
Yeah, it's not. Another reporter just yelled at me here off camera. It's not about black and white anymore. This is a multiracial coalition that is out here taking the streets and protesting and grieving the loss of one of their neighbors. We're going to continue to report here on the ground. We're going to end this stream here. Before I go, I did not think it appropriate this entire time, in the wake of a man being killed, to make any pitch for money, and I won't make a big one here either. But I'll note that, unlike a lot of coverage that you'll see of this, it'll be broken up with commercials for toothpaste. We're not beholden to any corporate voice. We get to be here. We get to show you what happens. We don't have to break it up for any moment. We get to show you real, raw, unfiltered what's happening on the ground. And we are able to do that because of your support. If you want to help support us, go to statuscoup.com/join. We'd greatly appreciate it. I won't push it any more than that. It's not appropriate in this moment, but it is what allows us to be sustained. And I want to thank all of our members that we were able to offer this coverage. It's because of our members that we were able to be here in this moment and be able to deliver this coverage to you. So on behalf of myself, on behalf of John Farina behind the camera, Status Coup. Sorry, I'm hearing. Yeah, we're hearing more people get on the microphone, get on megaphones here to start delivering speeches here to this crowd. don't think much of what's being said right now, John, is probably going to come across on the microphone. Let's. I've been looking for the business friend, but I would need to copy. So we're going to wrap up now. The cold's starting to get to me. I lost my winter hat at some point, and this balaclava by itself is not going to keep me warm very long. So I want to thank our small but mighty team here at Status Quo. John Farina behind the camera, who is just incredible at keeping me safe, keeping himself safe, while we are able to capture all of this history for you. I want to thank our team who do so much of the production back home. Jordan Sheridan, our boss. Colin, Michelle, and Ty, our producers. Oh. And of course our reporting partners here in all of this, Midas Touch Network. Thank you very much. Get subscribed to us so you'll be notified if we go live here again today as we cover the fallout from the second shooting and killing here on the streets of Minneapolis on the south side. But for now, live in Minneapolis, I'm JT Siskowski for Status Quo. Stay safe.
Local and national labor leaders coming to our meeting tomorrow too at the Labor Center.
Dang, y'all, that's crazy. That's crazy.
If a donation makes sense for you right now, I'm asking you to pitch in to the Democratic Party's
hiding. He kept trying to call out to see if it would pop back up, and it would hide again, and it would pop back up. So he'd get another visual of this thing, and then he decided to let his Saint Bernard dog out to go see if it would scare it off. Now his Saint Bernard was about 220 pounds, and he let it out to go check on this thing, and he saw the humanoid stand up, grab his dog by one hand, 220-pound Saint Bernard, and started sprinting off with it like it was a feather. He later got in his truck and tried to search for his dog. He later come across his animal turned inside out, is how he explained it. His dog, 220 pounds that was taken off with, was turned inside out.
Let's make a surprise. Let's pack eyes over them.
And they unaliving these white men. Their own people doing that to their own people. Savage. That's savage. That's what you call that. Savage. They out there. Dang. Goes mad dirty at the bottom, locking up. Junior screaming like that in the front row.
His face.
This your song?
Mm-mm.
I gotta end it.
Why?
It's on cut off.
Oh, it's off now. No matter. What is this Thursday? Huh.
I put the snowblower on marketplace. Somebody want to buy it for 90.
Mm-mm. It ain't worth it now.
Huh?
No. Costs way more than $90. What you put it on there for?
Just because?
I'm talking about the price, man.
Oh, because used they only like $100. I don't know how much it costs brand new. I think it was like 400.
Yeah, she never used it. I think this is the same house I tried to get last year. This little Butte light fixes.
There's gonna be more and more people popping up. They don't wait till it get dark. That's what they gonna do.
the area, apparently, according to our reporters down on the scene. So, and it did seem after that happened, as we noted, Lauren, that the crowd then also dissipated for a little bit after State Patrol said, please leave, but then quickly ramped up again after law enforcement left the area.
And if history is any indication, we will continue to see protests throughout the day, likely. Hopefully they do remain, as it is right now, peaceful. We do have Kent Erdahl out at the scene. He was at that news conference just a short while ago with Governor Walz and other state officials, including the head of the Minnesota National Guard. Kent, can you hear us out there?
I can hear you. We might have a light coming on here in just a second. We're still getting kind of set up, but yes, I'm here. We were here for that news conference. I think, I don't know the right word to describe it, as you've been talking about what's happening on the scene. There's certainly a lot of confusion, right, about who's kind of in control out there. Well, that same confusion has kind of been the course here in Minnesota as well, behind the scenes with our elected leaders. I was at this news conference with the governor and public safety commissioner, Bob Jacobson, who detailed what they described as what they kind of encountered as they came down here. Now, we also heard from the mayor earlier today and the police chief, and they described the same kind of chaos as they came down. Now, what we know right now, according to the Department of Public Safety, is that the state responded down to the intersection shortly after the shooting. The Bureau of Criminal Apprehension, which according to state law runs these kinds of investigations, they were told at that time, according to them, that they didn't have access to the scene from the Department of Homeland Security. Now, at that point, they still remained down there, and at some point, we're told, the Department of Homeland Security pulled out. That's when it was very contentious, as we saw it all unfolding on live TV. Now, since this news conference, we got some more clarification on that. We're told that they, at that point, state law enforcement trying to move in to secure that scene, presumably to start their own investigation, but it was too unsettled. They didn't have enough support, and they had to pull out. So essentially, as you mentioned, we know that the state is going to conduct its own investigation either way, but we do not know how they're going to conduct that investigation. In fact, that was my first question to Governor Walz in asking what happens if, as you're calling for the federal government to pull out, they don't. What happens if this standoff between federal law enforcement and this investigative body and state law enforcement and this investigative body just are stonewalled again? What did Minnesotans do in the meantime? There were no real answers there. I don't think they know at this point as they're trying to sort this out. We don't know that there's any conversations, frankly, happening behind the scenes. We know the governor confirmed that he reached out, but we did not hear what that response really was from the federal government. And so at this point, what the governor did say in response to that question for me was that Minnesotans will do the right thing, that they'll take a level head, that they'll stand up but not inflame. Certainly we saw the Minneapolis police chief plead with the people of Minnesota and the people of Minneapolis to protect this city. But that's where we stand right now. Now, in terms of the actual investigation, whatever they've found so far, the Bureau of Criminal Apprehension, I'm told, Drew Evans, will be coming out here a little later, probably closer to about 3 o'clock, so maybe in about a half an hour, to answer some questions on what they've been able to understand so far. We heard the governor talking about what he's seen, and I think we have some sound to play for you on that.
Well, as I said last week, this federal occupation of Minnesota long ago stopped being a matter of immigration enforcement. It's a campaign of organized brutality against the people of our state. And today that campaign claimed another life. I've seen the videos from several angles, and it's sickening. But I have a strong statement here for our federal government. Minnesota's justice system will have the last word in this. It must have the last word. As I told the White House in no uncertain terms this morning, the federal government cannot be trusted to lead this investigation. The state will handle it, period.
And again, that's where we stand. We don't really know what that means if the federal government says, no, you're not. I think anyone that's worked behind the scenes on things, when there are big kinds of investigations, even probably in 2020 when things were really unsettled here in the Minneapolis area, we always got the sense that there were conversations happening behind the scenes. We have often heard that law enforcement, federal and state, even in some case with the Department of Corrections right now, that there's still communication. But from all accounts right now, that communication and back channels just seems to be broken. It's pretty unprecedented for investigators on scenes to not communicate, and to what we know right now, it's just not happening. And so it's really unclear what that means moving forward. Hopefully we get some more information. Hopefully something gives here. But that's basically all I can say about what we know so far.
Kent, I think you bring up a point that so many Minnesotans have been asking, and that's, how does this end? We have this stalemate, as you point out, with the federal government saying one thing, the state saying another, law enforcement not communicating, not working together. Leaders seem more interested in scoring points against each other than working together. And so I think so many people are just wondering, how does this end? And I remember earlier this week, during one of his news conferences, Greg Bordino was asked, how long is Border Patrol, how long is ICE going to be here? And he basically said until the job's done. He didn't give a timeline. So while the governor is demanding that ICE and Border Patrol leave the state, there doesn't appear to be any end in sight.
And to be fair here, I think it's worth pointing out, because we heard Bob Jacobson talk about this, and we have heard our Department of Corrections and other officials say this week that they have worked with federal partners. We have seen it on the scenes when local law enforcement has been called and they have come to help secure the area. But we don't often hear much on the federal side. We hear that they're not working together, but we have seen some more evidence of it on the state side and local law enforcement side of them showing up and saying, hey, here we are. And we know that they want to work with the FBI on these investigations, with DHS on these investigations, but we have
agency that would conduct that investigation, because we value that transparency and that outside look to make sure that the officers' actions were objectively reasonable.
Okay. Yeah, one more question, Rob, before we let you go, and we may ask it for a little bit of time later today, too, as more information comes in on this, but when you heard about this shooting this morning, what was the first thing that went through your mind?
So when I first heard about it, my first exposure to it was the DHS tweet that went out, when I opened up Twitter in the morning. And I was immediately skeptical. The DHS has certainly had a particular bias in their communication, so I have a natural skepticism towards it. But the words that they used caused me to have really great pause when they say that the man approached them with a firearm. My first reaction was, okay, how did you know? Did he have it exposed? Those key pieces of information were missing. And then they go on to really paint this narrative that he was prepared to massacre police officers. And as we saw the videos that come out, each video that comes out seems to challenge that narrative, which really just makes me, it gives me, makes me sad that we don't really have a reliable narrator. And all of us are kind of left trying to piece it together from, what we can see objectively with our own eyes.
I agree there. Yeah, we're all kind of just watching every single piece of video in slow motion and drawing conclusions. And we still do need to gather all the information, but certainly a lot of people have a lot of questions about what went down there. We just need to get, and these things take time, we need to get all the pieces of information
what was being said those
yeah.
moments too. But Rob Dorr, the president of the Minnesota Gun Owners Law Center, thank you so much for joining us and just walking us through use of force issues and interpretations in situations like this.
Thank you for your time.
My pleasure, anytime.
All right. Now I believe we have one of our reporters. We have Mary McGuire, who has been on scene for some time now, kind of watching the protest grow over the last couple of hours or so. Hi, Mary. What can you tell us? Bring us up to speed there.
Hey, we've moved just about a half a block away from when I last chatted with you, and we are right beside the shooting scene that happened this morning. It happened across the street from Glamdal Donuts on Nicollet, and right in front of the New American Development Center. You can see a large crowd of people has made kind of a semicircle around the shooting scene, and you can see that there are tree branches that have been lined around it. We do see some police tape still up, but again, no investigators looking at the scene. We have seen people bringing flowers, candles, kneeling, praying in front of the site where this all happened. But one of the things that I've been really struck by is just how quickly this scene has developed. I mean, there are tables being set up by people who are handing out hand warmers, water bottles, free donuts for people. People have really gathered very quickly and have organized when this shooting happened just hours ago. So we are seeing some of the local businesses around here acting as warming centers, inviting protesters to come in and get warm, and have been offering food as well. You can see that there's been tables set up in front of me, but again, I believe Chief O'Hara called an unlawful assembly here around 11:30 this morning. No sight of any law enforcement here at the scene. Like I mentioned before, we have seen some Minneapolis Police Squad cars parked in the surrounding neighborhoods, making sure that no cars drive in, but certainly no effort by law enforcement to get people to leave. Things have remained extremely peaceful while we've been out here, but no law enforcement presence that we've seen so far. There have been several people standing on the tops of buildings trying to get pictures of what's been going on. People standing on dumpsters, standing on old mattresses and things like that. So the crowd has remained pretty stable, but we've seen people streaming in, people streaming out. Of course, it's very cold out, so people have been trying to get warm as well, but things have remained peaceful, like I mentioned, but no sight of any law enforcement trying to get people to leave, despite that call by Chief O'Hara at 11:30 this morning, calling it an unlawful assembly.
All right, Mary McGuire near the scene there, Glamdal Donuts, East 26th Street and Nicollet in South Minneapolis, with crowds that are continuing to grow. They say there are about 200 there initially, and it might be getting larger as the day goes on.
Right, and we did hear from the governor earlier today. He had some very harsh words, as he has had for the Trump administration and federal agents over the last few days. He told a reporter who referred to the agents as law enforcement to stop calling them law enforcement. He also said Republicans have no spine, and he was speaking of the Republicans locally who aren't speaking up against what's happening. We also learned that State Patrol, they were out there for a little bit, not a whole lot of them, but Bob Jacobson, the Commissioner of Public Safety, said, they just didn't have enough people out there to hold the crime scene to collect evidence. So the crime scene, they had to leave. And
Lily up now.
there really hasn't been any law enforcement out there, even though it was declared an unlawful assembly. In fact, the crowd seems to be growing.
Yeah, and at this point, they're asking the public to just please gather peacefully while they're not able to maybe physically be at that scene, despite calling the unlawful assembly. They did say that federal agents left the area first, and then they felt like they couldn't hold it anymore. And over the past few weeks, we have seen local law enforcement groups come in to try to handle crowd control when these things sort of bubble up and bubble over. And today they were there initially, but now have left. We do know from Chief O'Hara that he said they had to call in other law enforcement agencies just to help with 911 calls today because they are needing outside help.
And speaking of that, Sheriff DeWanna Witt, the Hennepin County Sheriff, also did request the National Guard. The Sheriff's Office had been responding to things that were going on at the Whipple Building, the federal Whipple Building, over the last few weeks, putting out fires and, making things safe there, but they need to be able to answer the calls in other parts of the county. So they did ask the National Guard to go to the Whipple building to take care of the hopefully peaceful protests or anything that might get out of hand there. So that's what's happening on that front. But I believe we have Kelly O'Connell now, who is live.
At Levi's, buying carpet is simple. Our premium installation package includes measuring, upgraded pad, and moving furniture. With our Vassal.
Well, kind of echoing what Mary said, very similar situation here. We're just on the other side of 26, and you can kind of see this vantage point of just how large and loud this crowd has become. I would say it's definitely gaining. We continuously see people coming, clearly parking blocks and blocks away, and coming here to gather in this protest. Echoing what Mary said, there are a lot of people here who heard about it and decided to come down. Maybe they live in the area, maybe they don't. We've spoken with people from all over who decided they needed to be down here. It has remained peaceful, and also echoing what Mary said, beyond just the very few officers off in the distance, more for crowd control in the neighborhoods, I have not seen any law enforcement here. And that is definitely different than what we saw hours ago. We've been here live really since about 10 o'clock or so, and further down there was a huge police presence. Federal agents were there, and it was very tense, very intense with protesters, a lot of shouting. There was a tear gas deployed. We were part of that, and so very different scene. Honestly, the second the agents left the scene, the temperature did go down significantly. Not that they're not still out here, not that they're not still very upset and expressing their opinions, but just the intensity of exchanging between folks. We've been hearing just different chants. Just moments ago, we heard them saying the victim's name, and they've said, say his name, and then everybody was saying his name. So they have definitely, the news has spread through this group here, who the victim is, and a little bit more about him. I just had a chance to speak with, there's clergy members here. I just spoke with a pastor who has a church here in the neighborhood. She said she needed to be here because her community is suffering, and they're here to offer spiritual advice because she knows people are wondering what to do. A lot of folks who spoke with say they just felt like they had to come down here. One man lives in the neighborhood. He said, look, I don't want to be here. It's cold. This is not what I want to do, but I felt like it was my duty to come down here and protest what's happening here. I was listening into the governor's press conference, and interesting enough how he talked about kind of a direct plea to protesters of remaining peaceful, but understanding the rhetoric of, look, we've been peaceful, and this still happens. And I actually heard an exchange with two protesters, two demonstrators earlier this morning. One was saying, we can't fight back, we have to remain peaceful, and another guy was saying, we've been doing that, and this still happens. So that was just a kind of an interesting exchange I thought that I wanted to pass along, given what the governor had just referenced. But again, this is the scene here at 26th and Nicollet, and I can also concur with what Mary was saying. The crime scene kind of blocked off a little bit with that tree circle, but not because of police presence at all. And again, still growing as this remains peaceful right now at this point. Also, a lot of people bringing out, as Mary mentioned, water, hand warmers. We've seen all sorts of people handing out different things, handing out food, saying, look, we're going to be here for a while and you need to take care of yourself because it is cold. Okay, so that's our vantage point from here on this side of 26th and Nicollet.
Kelly, I'm trying to figure out, behind you, there's some sort of a barrier. What are those? It looks like yellow or wood boxes behind you. Yellow. What are those? What are they there for?
So those. Yeah, at this point, I couldn't tell you what. So those are tables. Those are tables that have been flipped over. It looks like it probably is with one of the restaurants. Black Sheep Pizza is here to my right. Then we also have a noodle shop to the left. Obviously, this is a very busy area with a lot of restaurants. So my assumption is that it came, maybe they were outside for outdoor seating or something. But all of those yellow pieces, those are tables flipped over, kind of a barrier, if you will. People are standing on top of them. We saw the same with dumpsters. People had flipped over the dumpsters, and some of them are standing on it. That's where you can see where you can see people who are obviously above the crowd, and those are the folks who have the loudspeakers. They are standing on dumpsters and tables and different things that they've acquired from around the area.
And also, Kelly, I know Mary had mentioned that she was at, she noticed a lot of the businesses that were set to open today were not open. Is that what you're seeing from where you're at as well?
Absolutely. Like, so the only business that I saw open that I've been in is Glamdall Donuts, which is the restaurant that happened across that is across the street from where this all happened. And they were open. They were letting people come in. There were customers getting donuts at the time when this all happened, and those customers, many of them were still in the restaurant at the time that I went in, and that was an hour and a half later. They were processing, they were talking with folks, they were talking with lawyers, and talking to management, and kind of just processing what they had seen. But there also were medics there. I spoke with one woman who was there just to help. She said, "I'm here in case somebody needs something." I had a chance to speak with another a man who had a Red Cross mark on him, and I said, "Are you here just to help?" And he said, "We are." And I said, "What have you had to treat anyone today?" And I should say not with the Red Cross, but the sign of that. And he said, lots of water and milk in the eyes and nose, and then one broken wrist. That's what he said he has seen. But they were out there helping folks. And a broken wrist, is that someone who fell running from, we don't know. But yes, the only restaurant that I have seen that is open at this point was the donut shop.
Okay. And we also want to make note of the temperature right now, 4 below, and that's without wind chill.
They is all out there. You want to know what the degrees is out there in Minneapolis?
And if you are just joining us, just to
negative 4 degrees, and all them people still out there. The police was like, "We can't stand out here." Fuck that. This cold don't stop them.
During an ICE enforcement this morning in South Minneapolis at East 26th and Nicollet, and Department of Homeland Security has said that he approached with a gun, and that they attempted to disarm him, but he violently resisted. But they did not take any questions about whether or not the gun was actually drawn. And Chief of Police for Minneapolis PD saying that there's no official report on what led up to this right now, and we only know from videos from people who were down there that this Alex Preddy was in the street recording some ICE activity with a cell phone camera, and we do not know what led up to this interaction.
Right. And the agent would have to have a reasonable fear for his life, for himself, or for his co-workers, the other agents that were there. And we don't know why. If that's the case, we don't know why he felt that way. Other than Alex Preddy being armed, we don't know if he pulled that handgun, pointed it, did he grab it. It does seem like there's some video of one of the agents, taking it away or pulling the gun out of the situation. So we don't know what was going on with that gun before he did that. So still so many questions that we need answered.
And he had a lawful permit for conceal and carry as well. Important to note that he did have that permit. They're saying it was a 9mm semi-automatic, and that has also been posted on the DHS social media feeds. But again, there's a lot of in-between information that we're still trying to gather. Let's go ahead and show the picture of Alex Preddy. He was an ICU nurse. We're learning from the Associated Press and family and friends, and that is a picture of him, again, a Minneapolis resident, U.S. citizen, we're told, by local and state authorities. We do have the Bureau of Criminal Apprehension set to talk at 3 o'clock, Drew Evans, and our Rob Olson has been monitoring that situation, and we'll take that live when they are prepared to speak.
We keep talking about the video. We have several angles. Maybe we should show the video. There's the one angle that really is telling and does show a lot of what happened, just in the moments before the shooting happened. Yes, we can show the original video.
Yeah.
Sure. Yes, and there's a couple of different angles. We see the one from across the street. We see the lady in the pink who's shooting video, and then we actually see the video from that woman who was shooting what unfolded. And it does seem like there's some interaction ahead of the struggle. Let's go ahead and see the one video here.
He was saying hi to you.
And then all of a sudden the
No,
camera
I
goes
didn't.
down into, so we can't see what led up to this. Right, it comes back with the interaction starting, with the confrontation starting. We missed those crucial moments. So there were two people, one person shut down, and then you'll see Alex Preddy has moved into this huddle of agents.
What's wrong with you? Honestly.
Well, it appears there that Alex is actually trying to pull the woman with the backpack away from the scene. I think he tries to do that, and then it gets separated, and then you see the struggle, and ultimately you hear the shots fired. Multiple shots fired. Yeah. So, and then we weren't able to ask the federal officials if there were any body cam videos available on any of the agents, because they only took 2 questions at a news conference this morning. All I can say is that I've been out there to many of these scenes, and I have seen Border Patrol with body camera. ICE agents usually do not have the body camera on them, but I have seen Border Patrol that have them. I don't know if in this case they did in fact have them, but we'll find out. We'll certainly get more details to come here. And and it's always hard because when you get more information from one side and not equal information from both sides, we're missing a lot of questions from the Department of Homeland Security, ICE, Border Patrol, that kind of thing. When it doesn't match, right? That's when it becomes difficult to try to sort out. Okay, well, what is the information that is objectively confirmed at this moment? So we have Rob Olson, who is waiting for this news conference with the Bureau of Criminal Apprehension. This is the 3rd agent-involved shooting in Minneapolis as a part of Operation Metro Surge, Rob. And the BCA during Renee Good's shooting, they were initially told they could be part of that, and then the next day they were told the FBI would investigate independently. So just kind of walk us through what you've been told about today's press conference.
Well, yeah, in about 10, 12 minutes or so, we're expecting Drew Evans, the superintendent of the Minnesota Bureau of Criminal Apprehension, to address us here at the State Emergency Operations Center. This is where Governor Walz and Public Safety Commissioner Bob Jacobson spoke a little bit ago, and the commissioner had mentioned what had happened out there at the scene today, that the BCA did respond, the governor indicating that the state will investigate this, saying that he didn't trust the federal government to have a clear, transparent investigation, that the state will do it. The commissioner saying that BCA agents, investigators were there, initially blocked from the Department of Homeland Security from accessing the scene, and then after federal agents left as they tried to do their work, because of the kind of uncertainty out there in terms of the stability of the situation, those investigators then had to leave the scene. So at 3 o'clock here, Drew Evans, BCA superintendent, will give us an update on how this investigation is going, what exactly did happen today in terms of their investigators going out there, the response or instructions they were given by the Department of Homeland Security, what happened next, and what will happen next from this point on. Is they say that they will be investigating this. How does that look? What are they able to get access to? What are they able to get access to today in terms of the actual scene of this shooting? What are they able to get access to in terms of cooperation from the Department of Homeland Security? As you mentioned, in the fatal shooting of Renee Good, they were told about a day later that they would not be sharing information with the BCA investigation, and the BCA at that point, Drew Evans, in a news conference, said that they didn't feel like they could do a thorough investigation, but they are helping the Hennepin County attorney gather evidence for her own investigation. But again, here, the governor insisting that the state, the BCA, will be investigating this, and we hope to learn at 3 o'clock here from Superintendent Evans what that looks like in this scenario where they were not allowed access to the crime scene initially, and then there were some issues with securing it with the growing crowds out there after that. So again, that update coming here, scheduled for right around 3 o'clock.
It'll be interesting to see, without having access to the agents that were there to interview them, how they put the case together, because that's the situation with Renee Good. They were not allowed to interview the agent.
How can you objectively do this without all of the resources? And these are the big questions, and the tug and pull that's going on between local and federal resources right now. So, Rob, do you anticipate, will they take questions, have they said yet?
They have not said.
These ICE agents have been on the ground since before Christmas, and these scenes have been going on a much smaller scale throughout the city and also throughout the region, and St. Paul as well. So this has been going on for weeks. It didn't just start with Renee Good, and I think that's important to know just how exhausted people are. But I do think that some of the language that's being used, we can't trust the federal government. There are other statements coming from, different sides are very difficult. The other thing that's happening, and you folks have just done an amazing job here, on the anchor desk and the field reporters, amazing work. There's another war that's developing, and that's online. And you can look at at X and see the responses from people like Stephen Miller, a top aide to President Trump, who blasted the statement that Amy Klobuchar put out on her X account, which seemed, I basically said ICE get out, but was a very statement, aimed at promoting peace. But I think this is a really, really tough situation and a dangerous one, and it would be, I think what really needs to happen is that somebody, hopefully maybe the president, the governor, can start talking to each other, because what we have now, as I think Frank pointed out earlier, is a situation that can be construed different ways by different sides.
Yeah, Esme, I bring it up because I just don't see an exit ramp with the way both sides are talking. I mean, at some, there's very little give, and if anything, I think some of this rhetoric has almost been accelerated.
Right. Frank, I think you're right. I think you have a very good point. I think what we saw yesterday, you didn't see Tim Walz yesterday. You didn't see Mayor Fry. You saw just a clip of Senator Klobuchar and Senator Smith at a worship service at Temple Israel. But I think the rhetoric has been amped up now on both sides. I don't think you can dispute that. And I think the rhetoric that's on social media is amped up. It's being played out on social media and news channels that are, have certain points of view. It's a really, really tough situation, and people are watching us. Obviously a lot of people are watching us, and we thank them and we appreciate them for being with us. But there are a lot of people around the country and also here who are looking at social media. Social media is a mess right now, and I just think it's going to be a very tough situation. One can only hope that people will remain calm in obviously what's a very difficult time.
The only thing that I saw some agreement from both sides is, when J.D. Vance, I've seen him say it from D.C., and I saw him imply it here from Minneapolis on Thursday.
Clothes, cars. You look like a person who has secrets.
Came here to make your business proposition.
He knows exactly what the transporter went. There's no DNA left at the scene.
Your guy's untraceable.
It's not about the money.
They don't eat some tacos.
A lot of questions. It wasn't just one or two questions. He took questions from local reporters, which I think is very important. I've been at some of these news conferences with Greg Ravina where they've only talked to national people, and the local people are getting tense. And it's really, this is us. This is our home. This is our crisis. And, local people do need to ask the questions. But I think I can only really hope and pray that somebody steps up here and goes in the room and tries to bring the conversation down again, because I think that's really what's needed.
Have you asked the governor if has
he reached out to the president or the vice president or the mayor? I mean, is there at least some basic communication?
Well, the governor said in his statement, I was listening to it, that he had spoken to the White House chief of staff, that is Susie Wiles, who is, that is as close as you can get to President Trump. Obviously, the tensions and relationship between President Trump and elected officials here is not good. But I think yesterday, after the Vance visit, yesterday you saw the top Democrats really step out of the spotlight, and I think that was a definitive effort to try and tone everything down. And now we have this, and it's right back up there, if not higher than it was before. This is also, I've been looking at some of the national coverage. I mean, this is the lead story on every newspaper around the country. There's a massive snowstorm for half of the United States. It's really kind of shutting down the entire southern United States. This is the thing that people are talking about. So I think we have to see, but something needs to be done before the election, Frank. You're absolutely right. That's just too far away, and there's got to be some kind of agreement between these two sides that are not speaking to each other, just about.
Esme, what sort of information might we hear from BCA Superintendent Drew Evans in the next few minutes?
Well, I can't say what they will definitively say. I do know what law enforcement, Minnesota law enforcement, has been doing, and they have been going over all these videos that you've been showing on the air, and people can see these videos for themselves. And they've been going through, looking at them kind of frame by frame, looking very carefully at each scene. I did talk to one person high up in law enforcement, and they told me that they have not been able to see a gun in the hand of Alex Preddy. Now, if you have a gun, it can be anywhere. These videos are taken this distance, you can't see everything. But that's one thing that they are looking at. And I think that the BCA is determined to try and sort this out. Now, when they had the news conference with the mayor and the chief at 11:30, the chief said that the BCA was on the scene then. So the BCA was on the scene collecting evidence. But increasingly, it's these remarkable videos that we've gotten from everybody on the street. This is everybody's news right now, and they are putting these videos up. Here's the BCA story right now.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Drew Evans, and I am the superintendent of the Minnesota Bureau of Criminal Apprehension. The public in the state of Minnesota expects that when a person is killed in one of our communities, an independent, thorough, and transparent investigation is conducted into that incident to fully understand what occurred when any law enforcement authority is involved in a deadly force encounter. Minnesotans not only expect this, but they deserve this. That's what our BCA Force Investigations Unit does. For years now, our independent unit has investigated the majority of use of deadly force incidents in our state. That's true for entities like the BCA, and it's common practice across the United States. That includes incidents involving federal officers and other high-profile incidents like occurred in the city of Minneapolis and across our state, not only in recent months, but in recent years. Our highly trained team of investigators, crime scene personnel, are experts at conducting these types of investigations. This is all they do. We do not make decisions about guilt or innocence, but we compile the facts of the incident for review by proper prosecutorial authorities both at the state and federal levels. This morning, I was in contact with the Minneapolis Police Department after the incident that you're all familiar with now. I requested our Force Investigations Unit respond to the scene and conduct such an independent investigation as we have in other recent incidents in the city of Minneapolis. What occurred was our team responded to the scene, and I was in contact with federal authorities to inform them that that was going to occur and that we were responding to the scene in Minneapolis. When our team arrived, they were blocked by federal agents with the Department of Homeland Security from accessing the scene. We worked with them and were in contact with the FBI, trying to attempt to access the scene so we can gather evidence to understand what occurred and work through this process. Our team also secured a search warrant for the scene, which is an unusual move in a public area like that, but we did that that you've seen in officer-involved shootings, and that remains the case that we do and will be going forward. They're excellent partners to us as an organization, but unfortunately, in these recent events, others outside of the state are making decisions that that does not occur. So we will continue to investigate this case and others that we have recently been involved with, but I would be remiss if I didn't state that it would be difficult to obtain all of the evidence and information obtained without cooperation. It is my understanding at this time that this case is now being led by the Department of Homeland Security Investigations as an investigation into this matter, and not the FBI leading that at this point in time. As the FBI gathered information and conducted crime scene evaluation, they left. After they left, we were attempting to move in to do our own scene examination once we can access the scene, but federal agents that cleared the scene, as was previously said, the state and local police that were on scene from the beginning of this, providing protection of that scene alongside federal agents trying to allow us to do our work, were unable to hold that scene, and it got overrun with protesters in the area, and we were not able to re-examine that scene. I'm aware, and our team is aware, of the videos that you've seen, and we welcome additional information provided to our team going forward that will continue a full investigation to the best of our ability with what we have, and we will do that as we always have, fairly independently in that process and transparently as we do in every investigation, and provide that without recommendation to the county attorney's office for review. You know, we're in uncharted territory here. It's been a long-standing understanding both within our state and across the country that entities like the BCA that conduct 80+% of officer-involved shooting investigations across the United States are asked to do these investigations of federal agents involved in officer-involved shootings. There certainly can be a new process going forward if the federal government would like to do that, and federal agencies, but that has not been a discussion that's been had so that we can provide clear understanding to citizens to understand what that process will be. And so we will continue to investigate this case. We welcome cooperation. I continue to ask that we provided access to any information that's necessary to do a complete investigation, and that we want to work together with all of our federal partners so that we can really understand what occurs in these cases. An officer-involved shooting is an incredibly complex incident, regardless of the video that you see, and the only way to really truly understand what occurred is to have a full investigation of the matter so that we can really understand what we all see that happens in a very short period of time that is often
like if I was a reptilian
and requires a very thorough and large investigation to really understand what occurs in those very few moments that we often see. We'll continue to pursue partnerships with our federal partners in these investigations and others going forward, as it's clear to us and it's clear to all of us in Minnesota that we at the state and local level have an expectation when something happens in our communities that an investigation not only is done by our federal partners, but also by state and locals into various incidents as we see them. The Bureau of Criminal Apprehension and our Force Investigations Unit is committed to continuing to work on these sorts of incidents and conduct those independent investigations at the request of our local partners. Whenever that happens, Minnesotans deserve that so that they can fully understand what occurred in each and every one of these incidents, so they can really have an understanding of what occurred each time something happens in our communities. With that, I'd be happy to answer questions. Yes, that's accurate. The question was, we had a signed warrant and we were still denied access to the scene. That's accurate, correct.
No reason. Listen. Danny!
That's crazy.
The question was, have I had any contact since it's my understanding DHS is running this investigation? I attempted to contact the individual that I...
Danny!
Bro, they got a sign from the judge to access the scene, and the federal government still told them no, and the police said, "Okay." That's crazy. That don't make sense. That part don't make sense. I ain't even gonna lie.
Do really any work at the scene once we had access because it was quickly overrun and overtaken. That being said, we have been out talking to witnesses, gathering information, gathering various video, and we'll continue to do that work. You saw in the recent shooting in North Minneapolis, if and when it's proven we need to, we can always return at a different time if there's relevant evidence at the scene.
Your call has been.
The question is, do we know the identity of the federal agents involved in the shooting? Not only on this case, but the other entity, Department of Homeland Security in particular, does not provide us that information. So the question is, how do we ensure that thorough investigation if we weren't provided access to the information? It's complicated.
Wiggy.
History of jointly working
Mwah.
with the federal entities to conduct their own
Come here,
investigation.
girl.
It's a long-established process of doing that, and we welcome that now. We welcome
Come on.
parallel investigations where they share information with us. And to be clear, the BCA will share everything we need to conduct our investigation with them.
She got a shirt to
We
these.
can do this in the manner that our team normally does, which is a very strict and established protocol that obviously is disruptive when we don't have access to the crime scene.
Danny.
We don't have the ability to map the scenes that we normally would in that process. So there will be compromise in some
Come here, Wiggy.
The hope is
Come here.
all the different tools available to take different paths.
Wiggy. Lily. Come here. Come here, kid. Come here, kid. You're being a brat. Wiggy. Brat. Come here, Wiggy.
So the question is about the warrant and then access to the scene. We took the step of getting a search warrant because we were denied access to the scene. So we
Come here.
that we'd be able to get access to the scene much like we would anywhere else by having an independent judge
A little bit.
agree that we have probable cause.
You're going to have to give her to me, Danny.
The incident at the scene.
Don't pick her up like that.
Get provided the information to the Department of Homeland Security. And
Where's her clothes?